that is the picture of the bullet at the site that Aditya was referring to. Now, what is the source of this? Multiple agencies, the cops have been swarming all over that area. Has it been accidentally dropped there? However, with that caveat, this is an actual picture from the site where that blast has taken place of at least one bullet casing that was recovered from near the Red Fort. And more news coming in that is being broken right now. Unfortunately, the death toll has climbed to 10. That is what is being told to us right now, that the death toll has climbed. Remember, at least 2 to 3 people who were in LNJP hospital were said to be grievously injured. An explosion that took place at around 6:55 p.m. A slow-moving car near Red Fort came to a standstill, came to a stop near a red light, and that is when at the rear end of the vehicle, an explosion took place. Most of the people who were in the car, at least one driver and some passengers, were reported to be in that small-sized vehicle. They could be among the casualties, but now the information is that 20 people injured and at least 10 people killed in that explosion that took place outside Red Fort. One picture of a bullet casing also recovered close to that area where the explosion took place. But take a look also at the sheer enormity of the explosion. If we just go back to the initial visuals that we got of a top angle shot, Vishnu and Aditya, the kind of blaze that followed the initial blast that was heard. The metro station is close by, and the glass at the metro station was shattered. Such was the impact of that blast. Vishnu.
In fact, it's a lot more than the glass being shattered, Padmaja. What Aditya tells me, and this is perhaps the most shocking part of what we've been reporting, is that while the blast may have taken place in an I-20 vehicle, which, as Aditya has been reporting, had people most likely in it, what we can also share is that there were 20 vehicles which have been destroyed as a result of the blast. All of those vehicles just ahead. I've seen some of the images of these vehicles. I've seen the chassis of these vehicles being completely ripped apart. That gives you an idea of the nature of the explosion. As far as that bullet casing is found, it would be interesting to actually see that, and if you can just share that image with me, because if it's a 7.62 millimeter round, then there is a possibility of that being an AK-47 round. That isn't to say that is necessarily something which terrorists would be using. That is also used on AK-47 rifles, which are used by security forces as well. But the fact that there is a round which has been found, how it actually landed up here, we'll have to wait and see. We shouldn't
Vishnu, we're going to hold off on that round for just a moment until we get some more information on it. We'll relay that information to you once we have it. But let's talk about what we know at this point of time. The information is already alarming. As Padmaja just said, 10 people are dead. We're going to update that information. There's some conflicting information, but we can tell you that sources are telling us that the death toll has gone up to 10 right now. Amit Shah, the Home Minister, is in touch with the NIA chief and has received a full briefing. Now, it is all but clear that this is enemy action. Now, I don't want to say that categorically because we will only say that here on NDTV once we get a formal communication to the effect. But all indications on the ground, and on the ground, you've got Vishnu, Shom and Aditya. You couldn't find two more seasoned security and national security reporters than the both of them. And they are on the ground meters away from where this blast has taken place. And all of the circumstantial information that you're reporting from the ground, Vishnu and Aditya, suggests that this is enemy action. We are not ruling it out. Neither are the organizations on the ground. The NIA, the NSG are on the ground.
No, we aren't.
And they wouldn't be there if this was just an accident.
No, I think that's an important point that you're making, Shiv, and I'll get Aditya to reflect on this. This does indicate a very likely possibility of enemy action. It may or may not be a terrorist attack. If it is a terrorist attack, it's something that the government will declare. The reason we, as experienced correspondents who had decades of experience in covering this and terrorism and the impact of blasts, is on the radius of the blast itself, the intensity of the blast itself, and the damage which is caused. And strictly on the basis of these points, I believe it is important to stress at this stage that this was not just likely a gas cylinder blast, an LPG cylinder blast, or something like this. It could be more. But just in terms of the points that you're mentioning, number one, the borders have been sealed. Aditya just mentioned that. That is a clear-cut indicator of the security alert stage, which has gone in. The National Investigating over here agency deployed over here, the Delhi police over here, paramilitary forces over here. The Home Minister has been briefed. The Prime Minister has been briefed. And, you know, I mean, there's a sense of it's almost unbelievable.